Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for our semi-final match here, the Cybergamer Hearthstone one-day competition. I'm Sam, and joined by our co-caster, Elfish Guy here. We have ImSoBrad up against Cilmi. Who do you think is going to pick this one up, Jordan? We've seen a few of their games today. Where do you think this is going to end?
Look, ImSoBrad really hasn't dropped a set yet, but Cilmi has been impressing me quite a lot in the last few games that we've watched. So I think this is going to be pretty close. I'm going to give the edge to Brad just because of the fact that he hasn't lost really anything today. But again, I think Cilmi does have a really strong kind of play style that has managed to get him into these later parts of the game. So it should be very close.
Yeah, we did see before that he was rank 4 in the ladder, not as in like number 4 in the world, but he was, you know, up to number 4.
Yeah.
And that's pretty impressive. Takes a bit of work within that season, and understanding of the current meta to be able to do that.
Yeah.
He also took out Jerds, I believe, who we watched earlier, who we mentioned was quite a good player, and Lincoln Johnston just earlier, who came fourth in just recently at the New Year Championship Series in Sydney, up against about 650 players, which is an impressive, like that's through like 12 rounds of gameplay or something ridiculous. So he certainly has defeated some experienced card game players. Can't account for Lincoln's necessarily Hearthstone abilities, but he comes up against ImSoBrad, who, as we know, has been undefeated so far today. We do have Druid up against that Hunter, and Hunter starting did have a nice board there, but must admit Piloted Shredder isn't too bad either.
Yeah, so I think you have to kind of go for the Piloted Shredder here with that. Unfortunately, not going to get the extra kind of uses with that from the secrets, but Snake Trap probably going to be the play here, of course, using the hero power as well. And we'll probably see Leok go into this Acidic Swamp Ooze. We wouldn't want to see the Undertaker really given up that easily, especially considering there's a Savannah Highmane probably going to be dropped down next turn to buff that one. So this looks like a pretty decently strong board at the moment for Cilmi. But again, you know, as soon as it hits about turn 8 is when sort of the Druid starts to kind of get underway a little bit more and turn the game around. So let's see how he's going to go about it here now. ImSoBrad going to be looking towards the Druid of the Claw. Going to charge it? No, he's going to taunt it. So that may be a mistake. Probably would have been a good idea to get rid of that Undertaker.
Well, we will see the Savannah Highmane going to come out now, going to buff the Undertaker. It in turn gets buffed by the Beast. What's its name, Jordan?
Leok.
Leok. I'm going to ask you every time because you seem to know. Sylvanas going to come out. Sylvanas, we always say we don't mind Sylvanas. Much better against a board full of stuff like we see here.
I really question why he didn't kill the Undertaker just there. Really have got a question.
All right, so what is the play here? You take out the Druid of the Claw.
Yeah.
With your 7/5, which is still alive. You have a Dr. Boom, which almost every time Dr. Boom's been able to be played.
Yeah, I think you play the Dr. Boom as well. It just means there's so many targets that Sylvanas could take, and really, if she takes the Savannah Highmane or the Dr. Boom, there's going to be, a response to that on the side of Cilmi's board. But Force of Nature going to come out here, going to get rid of all these unwanted things.
Snake Trap. Not going to get much value from that one.
Not a lot of value. But, I mean, it's another sort of low-tier kind of minion that could be stolen by Sylvanas. I would say...
Ouch.
Now, do you kill the... Just going to go Dr. Boom.
You want some RNG favor here. That's pretty good.
That's worth.
Yeah.
Especially considering he's got a Cairn Bloodhoof.
Okay, this is probably game here, isn't it? 13, yeah, there you go. He also had a kill command in his hand and his 2 damage from a hero power.
All right, oh, that was quick.
That was very,
Hunter life.
Yeah, Hunter life indeed is what we discussed earlier. If you start with your Hunter and you get either 1 or 2 quick games, it's so easy to snowball and have that confidence and be able to play a little bit more calmly even, you know, just all about the psychology of the matter and how you go. So that was our very first game of this best of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, of our semi-final. So we'll jump straight back in. It looks like these guys, no
Pretty on
doubt
top
there.
of it, yeah. And that's good to see because now we can kind of start getting these games rolling really quickly and get through them, which is really good because we get to keep the entertainment up for you guys watching on stream. Of course, it does keep us entertained as well. It's not a lot of fun sitting around here just doing nothing and waiting for games. So good to see. And this is a really nice starting hand here from Cilmi. Nice mana curve. Probably you'd prefer to see something like a Undertaker there in favor of the piloted Shredder, but looks like it's been mulliganed out for the Sylvanas. And an alright starting hand as well for Brad.
I think Brad stacked the wrong deck this time around.
Yes, he has had a bit of luck, but now it does not seem to be going in his favor. You know, you probably have to put down a guy here. You don't really need to put down a Knife Juggler, but it looks like that is his decision.
A guy. You put down a guy.
That's what they're called,
guys. The guys. Pay to play a guy. It's exactly what it says. It's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got the knowledge.
That's what everybody calls them.
Guys.
I call them guys.
Hey, guy.
Because they are guys. Anyway, the weapon to the Knife Juggler is not going to be fun at all for Brad. And, you know, that's kind of the situation where you would have preferred to have a guy. It would have been a 1-1 instead of the 3-2 getting dropped out there. And Knife Juggler again being played. And this is 2 Knife Jugglers down the drain for Brad.
Yeah, Brad. This is not an ideal situation. He is essentially just trading a Knife Juggler for that other charge on the Eagle Horn bow. Yep. Mad Scientist is going to buff up the Undertaker. 1 damage going to go down. Wow. Zombie Chow is the pull.
Piloted Shredder next turn as well is going to buff that even more.
Look at that.
Or does he play the Haunted Creeper and the Trap?
Well, that's interesting. So if you have a look at Trap, whenever a minion attacks, return to his own hands. So probably going to give him an extra turn to buff the Undertaker.
Yeah.
To the face here is the correct move, obviously. So it's a free lot of 6 damage going to go down onto ImSoBrad, taking down to 22 HP. And looks here like he's considering playing the Zombie Chow. I would play Healbot, maybe.
Yeah, I think Healbot is the one for this situation. Zombie Chow is not going to give you a lot of board control at all, nor is Healbot, but at least it's going to give you a little bit more. In any case, this piloted Shredder, you would assume, is going to be headed back into that hand. Yeah, here we go. See you later. Now it's going to cost 6 mana, which is still, I guess, not awful for that, but...
Well, he hasn't got much else to do with it. Like, there's not huge amounts.
No.
You got the Healbot, which is good.
Like, he doesn't have a lot in turn 6 that he can play anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Have a look here. We have another Undertaker, piloted Shredder. Like, I'm kind of want to drop the... I guess you're always fearful of the Consecration and Equality Combat. Yeah.
But he's going for it. So... I mean, even if there is an Equality Consecrate, he does get something out of the piloted Shredder and 2 creeps out, 2 little spiders out of the Haunted Creeper as well as the Web Spinner Death Rattle. So should be, you know, not too scared of it. And obviously, it's not in the hand of ImSoBrad anyway. So things looking very good at the moment for Cilmi, but does have to worry about his hand at the moment. Doesn't have a lot of cards there. Typically, we used to see Loot Hoarder in the Hunter decks, but appears to have kind of dropped off, and that used to be kind of your main way of getting cards. So, yeah, starting to slow down a little bit at the moment for Cilmi, but hopefully for him, this board can carry him through it.
Let's check out this one, a Snake Trap, probably... not the greatest of the potential traps. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 11 damage currently on the board.
Plus,
you do have an animal companion.
If he gets Leok or the boar, it's a victory.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's well played. Right there.
This Hunter deck is just so crazy.
It has certainly played out well for Cilmi in these last 2 games. You get ahead, you get that advantage, as we said, And he's just starting to pull away here, Jordan.
Yeah,
so
but again, we've seen that 2-0 already come out, and that was Brad actually last time that we saw the 2-0, and then it came back into the 5th game, which Brad ended up actually winning. So maybe Brad here will decide to go for that Hunter deck. We haven't seen him use it in this series just yet. Try and go Hunter versus Hunter, which, if he does win that, then he's got his Hunter.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's knocked out the opponent's Hunter. I think that's probably the last-ditch effort you want.
Well, he only has one deck left to play.
Yeah, exactly.
So he really needs to...
pick the strongest deck he can.
Yeah.
Is it going to be the Hunter? We will have to see in just a second.
We will find out right
Yes,
about
it
now.
is.
Hunter versus Hunter here.
For the first time today, the most disgusting matchup we will ever see in Hearthstone. But it's going to be down to really, I think, who gets the first Undertaker in their hand, I would imagine. Really, if they can get that underway, it's going to be very good.
So these guys right now are playing for a Logitech G19 keyboard.
Yeah, so the stakes are pretty high.
Yeah, it's good. It's probably the biggest Hearthstone prize that they'll have ever won.
I would imagine it would be.
Yeah, so it's pretty impressive. You normally have to either pay a lot of entry fee in other card games or you play in some really serious business tournaments to pick up something like $200 worth of value in a prize. So thank you very much to Logitech for supplying even 2 keyboards for today's tournament. ImSoBrad going to coin out a knife juggler here, and Mad Scientist going to come in return. Not a bad way of getting rid of a knife juggler, to be fair, but he does have that explosive trap now as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of coining out the knife juggler on turn 1 in any situation because I feel like it gets removed too easily, and you really want to make use of the power that it does bring. And unfortunately, in this situation, it's just going to die to that Mad Scientist.
Yeah, it's 100% my go-to here would be to take out the knife juggler with the Mad Scientist.
Yeah, and then, you can even play Snake Trap.
Do you play Snake Trap first so you don't get another Snake Trap?
I think that would have been the smarter play, but we'll see what happens here, whether he gets the Snake Trap.
He got his other Snake Trap.
But it's not all too bad. You can play your hero power anyway, which is quite good. Every turn you get a hero power out is quite good, and it does start to stack up as well. It means you're also not using another card in your hand, so you have something to play later as well if the situation arises. So could have been a lot worse there for Cilmi, really.
Yeah, what do you think about Snake Trap against other hunters? Is it not just an opportunity for them to return with...
Release the Hounds.
Yeah, Unleash the Hounds.
Unleash the Hound, that's the one.
Yeah.
Well...
Unleash the guys.
The fact that they can't change their deck again is a big deal. Honestly, I don't think it's too bad because the best that they're going to get out of Unleash the Hounds, assuming the Snake Trap is there, is they get 3 extra when they're just going to trade evenly anyway, and it's costing an extra mana for the Unleash the Hounds, and of course it does synergize pretty well with Knife Juggler if you do have that.
It is pretty awesome with Knife Juggler. Yeah.
But obviously ImSoBrad has already used up one of his Knife Jugglers. Haven't seen one in Cilmi's deck yet, I don't think. Trying to remember from last game, but I don't know.
So right now we're looking at turn number 4. It is ImSoBrad's turn. He's just trying to... He's got a few cards in hand, but most of them have very, very small mana costs. So we'll see him play that explosive trap, which will obviously indicate that he's not going to attack with his boat this turn. Turn 5, Lothar, maybe. Unleash the Hounds with your hero power, maybe. You can certainly clear up the board here. The problem is, of course, that trap.
Yeah.
But you can play around it.
You know what I would like to see? I would like to see a Malrone come out of a web spinner. Because I once got that 3 times in a row and it was pretty great.
I'm pretty sure I got Lawwalker Cho like 4 times in a row. And from one and then then I got something ridiculous like a Void Walker the next 4 times in a row. It was fantastic RNG that didn't seem actually random at all here. So, we will see that explosive trap going off. His bow going to grab a nice free charge there, and Lotheb coming out to try and secure that board for Cilmi.
Well, I don't think anyone will be surprised with what Brad is going to be doing this turn. Trying to buff that Undertaker, of course, going to be able to use the hero power as well. I don't think it would be a necessarily awful play to go for the face here, yeah. Because now it puts a lot of pressure on Cilmi to clear the board, whereas Brad can keep those minions trading on Cilmi's turn, though. So he's got the advantage of, I can attack the board and have the minions trade as well, whereas Cilmi basically has to trade, otherwise he loses the game. If you get what I mean.
Yeah. We'll see what he's going to do here. He is obviously trying to think this one through. He has no way of creating any taunts. He does have a freezing trap, but that can be used for any number of things, really, can't it? Without any major benefit, I suppose. Yeah, there's not much.
I think you can kill that Haunted Creeper and then unleash the Hounds. Would not be a terrible play, and then probably drop that freezing trap as well. Oh, that's actually a really nice drop.
That's actually really nice.
In this situation. Yeah, he should have unleashed the Hounds before killing that, but I mean, he would have got one more Hound, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter too much. Gonna drop that
until he loses by 1.
Until he loses by 1 damage, yeah. But mistakes like that may be costly, but usually they're not.
All right, young Dragonhawk coming out. We'll see the second Eagle Bow. So ImSoBrad actually getting a fair bit of value out of his hero and its abilities, or its attacks even, so far this game. This will be the 3rd Eagle Horn Bow attack, I believe. And summon those Snake Trap. Wow.
It would be pretty fantastic to see a top deck.
Who makes a trap out of snakes? Hunters, I guess.
Hunter, I guess.
Yeah.
Man, imagine a Unleash the Hounds right now.
Yeah, well.
It's 7. It would be set. Well, it would be 6 now, and that would be lethal.
We have a look here. It's actually an interesting situation. He really, if Cilmi does not win here, do you think he needs to get rid of that firstly, because there is that attack command for that 5 damage. He also has a bow, so 3, 6, 8. That's it, isn't it? Really, he just needs to be able to get over the top of that Annoyatron.
If he pulls out something like Ironbeak Owl, that will be game. Or even another kill command. No, actually, kill command won't proc because he needs. Oh, he's got it.
He's got it, and the kill command will proc from this Ironbeak Owl for 5 damage as well. 2.
Ooh, that's pretty BM.
He's only got 8. He's only got 7 mana. He needs 8 mana. That is that the situation we're looking at?
That is the situation.
2, 5, 7. Yeah, so that's what he's like. Oh, do I do it? Do I do it? He is going to play that. Now, what is he going to use that kill command on? We have a look. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 18 damage exactly on the board at the moment for Cilmi. So Cilmi picks this up. This is going to be 3-zip. And it's very, very close here.
Needs to kill the Savannah Highman.
Going to take out Lotheb instead. That is 5 damage on the board. He's essentially just trying to get himself into a position where the taunts are gone. He survives this next turn. He can swing through for 3 and 5 with his hero power. And hoping for something else. Yeah, yep.
It'll be tough. I have to say that much. I don't think Cilmi will leave that Ironbeak Owl alive either at this sort of situation. This is going down to the wire, as we've seen a couple of matches go to today. Probably this one not quite as close as some of them, but it is getting...
He's got 16 damage on the board right now. Counting into your microphone.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was that...
that close?
It could pick that up. Maybe it's hearing the fan as well. Hopefully not. Hopefully there's not too much wind noises coming out.
No more farting, Jordan. Please.
Wow.
Rude.
Try to be